to your baby. You are not a person. And what you actually are is something far more powerful. At first, that sounds wrong, because of course, you're their parent. You feed them, you hold them, you take care of everything. So how could you not be a person to them? But here's what science shows. In the first months of life, your baby doesn't understand people the way you do. They don't recognize identity. They don't think in roles, and they definitely don't look at you and think, "That's my mom." Instead, they experience patterns, your face, your voice, your warmth, your smell. All of it blends together into one thing, not a person, but a system. In the first weeks of life, a baby's vision is extremely limited. They don't see details clearly. They don't see your face the way you think. Studies show newborns mainly detect contrast, movement, light, and shadow. So when your baby looks at you, they're not seeing a person. They're seeing a moving, warm environment, something dynamic, something familiar, something that surrounds them. Think about that. To your baby, you're closer to a place than a person. And that changes everything. Before your baby is even born, they already know you. Around 28 weeks of pregnancy, a baby's hearing becomes active. And from that moment, they begin to hear your voice, muffled, rhythmic, repeated. And over time, your voice becomes something powerful, a signal of safety. That's why newborns turn their head toward their mother's voice within hours after birth. Not because they recognize your face, but because they recognize a pattern. Their brain already linked to comfort. You are not just someone they meet, you are something they already know. This is where it gets deeper. In early development, babies cannot regulate themselves. They can't calm their own stress. They can't stabilize their emotions, so they borrow yours. Studies on skin-to-skin contact show something incredible. When a baby is held close to a parent, heart rate stabilizes, breathing becomes steady, stress hormones drop. Your body literally regulates theirs. Think about that. You are not just helping your baby. For a period of time, you are their regulation system, their calm, their balance, their reset. Here's something most people never think about. Your baby is constantly studying your face, not because they admire you, but because they're decoding you. Research shows that by just a few months old, babies start predicting emotional reactions. They don't just react, they anticipate. What happens next? And that's why something like the still face experiment is so powerful. When a parent suddenly shows no emotion, the baby tries to fix it. They smile, they move, they reach out. And when nothing works, they become distressed. Because your face is not decoration, it's information. So what are you really? To your baby, you are the answer to one question. Am I safe? When you're present, responsive, consistent, their brain shifts from survival mode to growth mode. Stress decreases, development begins. And this is what psychologists call a secure base. Not a role, not a label. A biological state of safety. And here's the part most people never realize. You don't need to be perfect. Studies show something surprising. What matters most is not always getting it right, but repairing the moments when you don't. Connection breaks, then it restores, again and again. And that's what builds trust. So no, you are not just a person to your baby. You are something much deeper, a system, a signal, a foundation. You are what tells their brain the world is safe. And when that signal is strong, everything else begins to grow. So the next time your baby looks at you, remember this. They're not just seeing you. They're experiencing something far more important, the thing that keeps their world stable.